Hey guys, welcome to another Toastcast. Today we're going to be talking about...
It's a ruiner. Ruins everything.
Oh my god. But he only does it to me.
Blech!
Hey guys, welcome to another Toastcast. Today we're talking about BlizzCon 2017. In case you didn't know what year it was.
Yeah, my intros have less singing.
People could be watching this in the future.
Yeah.
And be
Thanks
like,
for watching from the future.
I wonder what BlizzCon 2017 was like.
So,
in the year 2017.
BlizzCon is actually one of my favorite conventions of the entire year, mostly because
In
of
the year
the community.
2017.
I've never seen as, or I guess I should say I haven't had as a close bonding with a random group of people as I do at BlizzCon. I mean, you can just walk up to basically anybody at BlizzCon and be like, what's your game? Oh, yeah? Cool. Let's nerd out about it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, whereas like at Comic-Con or something, you could be like, oh, I have nothing in common with you. Yeah, I've never heard of that anime that you're into, that you're here for.
Or that comic.
All right, see you. Whereas here, it's like, oh, yeah, I didn't know that game because it's BlizzCon and I know the Blizzard games.
Yeah.
And the cosplays are always really, really good.
Yeah.
Like
Cosplays
if you saw
number
Jesse
one.
Cox's May cosplay,
Yes.
throw a picture of that.
As far as sexiest cosplays, it was Jessica Nigri's Alexstrasza and then Jesse Cox's May. They were neck and neck. I really can't decide.
I think
which
Jesse
one is
wins.
sexier. You're
He
right.
has the sultry eyes. He really embodies the
That
character.
stare really brings you in.
Yeah.
He was telling me a story where he was trying to get Michelle Morrow's attention. She was on stage, and he was like, "Hey, Michelle!" And one of the BlizzCon security is like, "Sir, quiet down. We will remove you." They just thought he was some crazy guy dressed in gray.
Hey!
He was like in costume.
Hey!
No idea who he was.
Well, aside from cosplay and community, of course, BlizzCon is really big for the announcements they have for a lot of their games, and so I guess let's talk about our favorite Blizzard announcements, guys. We'll start with Sohinki.
Well, so there weren't like a ton of huge announcements. There was just kind of a bunch of little ones this year. I think my two favorite announcements, first of all, Heroes of the Storm has kind of, I guess, been my Blizzard game. It's the only game that they've ever invited me to come play on stage, so
It's important because they asked
Bring
me
back
to be there.
BlizzCon Brawl.
Yeah, BlizzCon
Team
Brawl.
Low Expectations is ready to rock.
Look, everyone enjoys the HGC. Great, here, like global championships, people playing well. But you know what they don't get to see all the time is people playing in a very mediocre manner.
Yeah, bronze tier YouTubers just duking it out.
Yeah.
That's what people want to see.
People want to see that. People want to see missed ultimates constantly.
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below if you like that mediocre gameplay.
Hey, mediocre game. You might say mediocre gameplay. Let's throw a clip of us doing some cool ass shit.
Yeah, editing that in right now.
2 kills were awarded to the red team. They're going to try and do one last stand. This is the Alamo, but it's just not quite enough as the core is cutting down to 0%. Team Low Expectations takes game number 1. And look at Jesse Cox. He's like, yeah, that's my team.
Yeah, dude,
That's my team.
Shit.
So I think my favorite announcement for Heroes of the Storm. Obviously, there's only 2 characters added. Alexstrasza being in Heroes of the Storm is sick. Any of the dragons from Warcraft. Yeah, any of the Dragonflight. I was sad when Chromie was released, of course, from the Bronze Dragonflight. That she was not.
Flight.
Yeah, she just didn't have a way to go into her dragon form at all, which is kind of disappointing. So Alexstrasza can turn into big ass dragon and be a dragon, and that was like super tight.
Yeah, her ult is great. The lift
I
up
like
one,
the
not
the
life
shadow.
binding one. Yeah, where
The
you,
life
where you
binding
get to,
one
like,
has some crazy implications though too.
Right.
Like,
No, that's probably the one the better players will use. But
No. I think people will use both,
Really?
but I think in certain compositions. So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, basically she has 2 ultimates. One, she goes up into the sky and launches down 5 fireballs that you get to target and then lands back on the ground as a human. And then her other ultimate is that she links her life total with yours. And basically, whoever has the higher life total at the end of 2 seconds, both players get set to that life total. Here's an example of how it could be cool. So Zul'jin has this ultimate where he can't drop below 1 life. And he's basically invulnerable. He can't die for 5 seconds or however long the ultimate lasts. So basically, he activates his ultimate, goes crazy because the lower his life, the faster he attacks, the more damage he does, etc. So he's going crazy with his ultimate on, and then you link him before the ultimate's up, and then he would just like go back up to full health.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that would be crazy.
That would be a cool combo.
And then the other thing that I was excited about, but Lasercorn will go more in depth about it, I'm sure, is kobolds and caverns on Hearthstone.
You can talk about kobolds. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's go down the line.
Yeah.
And then we'll.
Amy,
talk about
what did you
Amy,
like?
you're up next. Well,
You
you're
talk
next.
about Hearthstone.
No,
What?
it's your turn. Stop trying to put it off.
I have to be honest, I'm not like a huge Blizzard fan. I've just recently, like when Overwatch came out, that was kind of my segue into the world of Blizzard.
But I
and
think
that
a lot
is
of
what
people
made
were
me
like
realize
that.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I'm part of like the new wave and the new era of people getting into all that is
Damn kids.
the Blizzard community, though. So I guess I'm kind of part of that pool. And so the biggest news for me was, of course, Overwatch's announcement with a new character, which is
Moira.
Moira.
She's like a mage healer where she can do extreme damage, but at the same time she can heal allies. I played Overwatch, but everyone on my team was trying the new character, so I
Yeah. Bunch
chose
of Moiras
to just
running around.
Yeah, I chose. To
I have
try
enough.
mean, that's what it's
I have enough
like.
BlizzCon experience of playing 12 of the same character to be able to kind of have an idea of how strong she is. She feels
Yeah,
very
exactly.
strong
Yeah.
as a support.
Yeah, she feels great. I love that she works off like biotic energy, and after you run out of energy and healing, you got to go back and do some damage to like recharge or just hide and recharge. And her death ball is great in any confined area.
I
You
also
just
like
ping
that
pong around.
she's a lot more mobile than some other supports.
Right, with the shift. Yeah.
She's probably
like,
the most
teleporting.
mobile support.
Invisible.
I mean,
Yeah.
other than Mercy.
Yeah.
But Mercy requires
It's
an ally to be
situational.
Yeah.
mobile.
So she can escape. Yeah, even if your whole team gets wiped, you can shift out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bye, peace
Yeah, she
out.
feels like she has, and her death beam, her ult is great.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
feels very satisfying
It
to
looks
like melt
cool,
people
too.
with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that what you were excited about, Amy, or do you have anything else?
I'm also excited for the new map.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Blizzard
But okay, so
World.
I saw the photo before I saw the news, and I got super excited because I thought it was a teaser to an actual thing that was going to be happening
Yeah,
in
I did
real
too.
life. Yeah,
When
I
they
was
were,
like,
like,
oh
being
my
able to
god,
go
Lasercorn, you should say your
going
theory.
to Blizzard World.
Oh, yeah. So I have a theory about Blizzard World is
Or is
that
it Blizzard Land?
Blizzard
Blizzard
World.
it's
World.
Blizzard World,
It is
and I
Blizzard
feel like it's a test where Blizzard's throwing it out there. It's like, hey guys, wouldn't it be funny if there's a Blizzard World? And if the response is overwhelmingly, oh, I would pay money to go here, they're gonna be like, okay, we got to start building Blizzard
Well,
World.
I mean, they're already
Yeah.
building an arena, so
Yeah, they
it's
built
like,
the arena.
Look.
They spent a bunch of money on that, and like the world looks cool. Like I
Yeah.
went and stopped and looked at like the little park map that they have in the starting area, and it's like you got Protoss Land, and then it was like spawning pools, like Zerg themed water park. I'm like, I want to go to the Zerg
Look,
themed water park.
They have a ton of WoW money sitting around doing nothing in the bank account. They
Yeah,
gotta
dude.
make a theme
Build
park.
us Blizzard World. Plus, my wife loves Disneyland, and I'm kind of like, Disneyland's okay, it's not really my thing. But
But
if
a
Blizzard
Blizzard
World
World.
were right next to Disneyland, I'd be like, okay, let's go to Disneyland.
yeah.
But
No.
we're also day 2, we're going to Blizzard World,
I was
and then
told
you have to go there with me.
I was told that there actually is like a bootleg World of Warcraft theme park in China.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
heard
did
that.
not hear about this.
heard
I think
that.
I have heard about that.
Yeah.
It's not great, but
Yeah.
it exists for if you wanted to go to China.
But I imagine, okay, so when you think about like Disneyland and the people that go to Disneyland, traditionally it's mostly actually a lot of adult women and
Yeah,
men
it's a lot
who
of troubled adults
really
that have
enjoy
some
Hey,
sort of
Disneyland.
my
problem in
wife
their
loves
past.
Disneyland.
I know, we're not
Careful.
knocking. We're not knocking. I'm just saying, like, traditionally, like, when you go to Disneyland, it's a lot of adults that enjoy Disneyland. But I feel like I can't get into Disneyland. But if Blizzard World really existed, I feel like I would lose my shit to be able to go
Yeah.
to a Blizzard themed food court
Yeah.
where I could have, like, conjured mana biscuits
Snacks Ramos.
Snacks Ramus.
Snacks
Ramus.
Ramus.
Snacks Ramus.
Yeah, no, that was
is,
in there,
yeah,
yeah.
it was in
Yeah,
there.
I would totally, I would love that because I geek out over stuff like that. Like I went to the Pokemon Center in Tokyo
I'm
where they had
definitely-
Pokemon themed food, and I just it didn't taste good, but I was eating Pokemon. So
I'm definitely a hypocrite though, because I'm
I
like,
would love
man,
to
all
eat
these
Pokemon.
people stuck in their past with their Disney. Oh, Blizzard theme park, yes,
yeah, Yeah.
So instead of doing announcements at BlizzCon, right, you just go on this roller coaster that does announcements as you're on the ride and shit. It's like cinematics playing at your face while you're going on this like train ride.
New
that
subclasses for all races.
sounds so distracting.
Just some guy standing on a pedestal as you whiz by. He shouts the announcement. You have to kind of piece together what you heard. It's like, did he say subclasses? I think so.
Well,
I guess we have to ride again and figure it out.
Yeah.
How about you? Like, what did you...
So I also really liked Myra, but I guess also Caverns and Kobolds, or Kobolds and Caverns, looks amazing. I play a lot of Hearthstone, way too much Hearthstone. Need to stop playing so much Hearthstone.
Sometimes you want to
Sometimes
install
to the
it, though.
deficit of your body.
Well, yeah. Well, I uninstall it when I need to get work done because I'm like, if I leave Hearthstone on, it's gonna just take up all my time.
See, what I do is I make myself more productive with it. What I say, like, if I edit,
not more
Can we
productive.
talk about how
He's
when we're
not-
like,
that's not how
let's
that works.
film in 5 minutes, and he's like, after this game of
well, no,
Hearthstone,
So it
and
definitely,
then 20 minutes pass by, and we're waiting for you to finish your
yeah.
game.
it definitely gets in the way in that way.
Yeah, you
constantly searching the
Anyway,
web,
getting
so.
back to it, it looks really cool. I'm a priest player, and the new, first of all, legendary weapons. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you'll only be able to have one of those in your deck.
Filthy.
But the
Highlander priest.
what? Yeah, but the O3 weapon, the Dragon Soul, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you cast 3 spells, you get a 5/5 dragon, which is sick if you're running like Lyra and you just chain spells and you get more spells and you keep casting
It's
them.
sick if you're a dirty priest player.
What? I
Oh,
love
okay,
priests.
okay.
First of all, the current priest decks that are out there are really fun to play. You should try it.
I'm sure it is fun. I can't even talk because I just got tired of trying to be creative this season. Now I'm just playing the meta decks, but
But anyway, those look really cool. The new hero, the 6/8 guy that creates a 0/8 loot chest.
you
I
can
think
get Marin the Fox.
Marin the
Marin the
Fox.
You can get him
Fox.
starting to today. Yeah, you're uploading this today.
Today.
You can get him?
Not yet, but
Yeah, you get him when
for
it's...
logging in today, you get him for free.
Oh, nice.
And because we were at BlizzCon, we get a golden version.
Woo! Sweet, yeah. So he creates a 0/8 chest for your opponent, and if you break it, you get legendary loot. Yeah, so that's really exciting for me. And let's go over to Pam.
Woo! Okay, so before I cover the things that I was really
And
excited
over to Pam
about...
in the field.
Oh, thanks, Sohinki. So things are great out here in the field. I do want to cover the things that although are exciting, may not be exciting to us. Is StarCraft II will be free to play.
No, that's exciting.
And it is exciting, but not like it doesn't really truly apply to any of us.
Can I say why it's exciting for me personally is I think StarCraft II is an incredible game, and I think that a big barrier to entry, first of all, is the difficulty, but second of all, people are like, knowing it's how difficult it is, they're like, I don't want to pay that. But if it's free, they're going to be like, well, maybe I'll try it out. So I think it's a really good. It should have been free to play a long time ago.
When I was talking to a bunch of people who maybe their first BlizzCon or people who don't play many Blizzard games anymore, they're like, oh yeah, I used to play the original StarCraft, and when StarCraft II came out, I was like, I don't wanna. But ever since I told them that StarCraft II will be free to play, and if you already own StarCraft II but not the expansion, you will get the expansion for free. So you're gonna get that full experience, but it's gonna bring a lot of people back to StarCraft II. But now I've covered that, of course, I am the World of Warcraft player on this team, and I am super excited about the classic server announcement.
Yes.
Blizzard has been denying us this classic server potential for a number
they
of
actually
years.
denied it. It existed, and then they denied it.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, but they were talking about how ever since they updated the graphics and it was all about the programming and how it was like impossible to be able to do it. And one of the things that they were talking about is like, oh, I miss a bunch of people who were playing were talking about how they miss vanilla, and oh, it changed when Burning Crusade came out. And I've actually been playing since vanilla, and although I don't miss vanilla.
Oh, I miss it so
enjoyed it.
much.
I missed vanilla because of the ability to earn titles in PvP. I still rock my Sergeant Moose Cat. I know that's not the highest title that you can get in PvP,
Now,
but
what
I
was
rocked
it? Was
it.
There wasn't
Master or Field Marshal.
Field
or-
Marshal was the Alliance
Yeah.
one, right?
Well, I did PvP in Alliance when I was in vanilla, so I
Gross.
don't.
The Horde.
I play Horde now, which is kind of funny because I have my Sergeant title on my Horde side. Classic WoW servers weren't the only thing they announced. They announced the new expansion, Battle for Azeroth, which is also kind of taking it back to what the community's been asking for. Because the last 2 or 3 expansions were about the Horde and the Alliance working together to create or defeat a common evil. And a lot of people are like, I don't like it. I want to go back to the Horde's better,
Terran
Alliance
Mill,
is better.
PvP. Wacky.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're kind of taking it back to that raw faction versus faction. I mean, the opening cinematic was intense, and I was not anticipating seeing that so early. Sylvanas, I think, in my opinion, makes a really good war chief, not because she's great at leading, well, she's great at leading people, but she also has that, she's not perfect. She's got, I was going to say humanity, but she's an undead banshee. Yeah. But
She's the Banshee
Undead
Queen.
manatee.
Yeah, she's a manatee. No, but she's got her faults, and I love the idea that there's no leader that's truly perfect, and I feel like Thrall tried to be that. Vol'jin wasn't a war chief long enough for us to appreciate him, and but Sylvanas kind of rocks that, and I'm really interested in seeing how she leads the Horde versus the Alliance, and also to Anduin being the king of the Alliance and the king of Stormwind. I don't know that he's got the backbone to be able to lead the Alliance forcibly. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because I'm Horde, but
Anduin just seems like a bitch.
yeah.
especially
Okay,
based on-
I was trying to be
But he's
nice.
rocking cool armor now.
He is.
No,
He's got
I was
the
saying that
lightning.
Super
mainly.
cloth armor.
I was saying that mainly because of Hearthstone.
But he's
wait,
best
is he a
class
priest?
now.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
He's a priest
in
in-
Hearthstone.
Okay, yeah.
Hearthstone.
Well, I think he was a priest originally. I'm not all that familiar with
He's still a
Anduin's
priest.
lore.
He's still a
I
priest.
think he's like a
His
priest
cloth
that-
armor though looks like it's made. It has metal. It's
Well, but he
magically
has
metal.
he
He's
has
a priest. He casts
he has
cloth
like
to
a
metal.
aside from the announcements for the games exclusively. One of my favorite parts about BlizzCon was actually the Muse concert. I've wanted to see Muse live for a very long time, and when they announced that Muse was going to be at BlizzCon, I lost my shit, and I
found
actually-
it. By the way, it was on the carpet.
Yeah,
You need
yeah.
to
It's
have
all over
better-
the place.
You need to be better house trained.
Yeah, you need to clean that up.
Thanks for finding that for me,
You
guys.
probably feel about Muse how I felt when Tenacious D was announced. I'm like, yes.
Well, I was unfortunately not able to go to that specific BlizzCon, or at least that specific concert, because I believe
That
I
was
was
the best
working.
one.
I'm sure it was. Tenacious D's so good, but I mean, Muse really, 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 really rocked out hard at the concert, and I got some really good footage, and I had a great time, and I was vibing real hard. What was your guys' favorite part about BlizzCon?
My favorite part about BlizzCon was so every year they give you a bag, and it's filled with all this fun stuff, and they give you a pin. And this year, it's like a random pin bag, and you open it, and there's a 1 in 40 chance of getting a gold pin, and then the rest is, I think, it's like a 1 in 10
Yeah.
chance for like a colored pin. And the most rare and most hotly desired was the Gold Mercy. And I actually got it on camera. I was doing like an unboxing of the pin, and I filmed it, and right before I opened it up, the person filming was like, "Hey, by the way, Gold Mercy is the rarest pin." And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And so I opened it, I was like, "I don't really care." And I opened it, I was like, "Oh," and I shut it, and I just stared, and I was like, what pin is the good one this year?
No,
They're like, "Oh yeah, Gold Mercy," and I opened it, I was like, "Ah!" And then I threw it across the room into the pin trading area, and I was like, "Ah, I'm done." And so I don't have it anymore.
Wait, you
What?
just
You
threw
threw
it
it?
away?
Yeah, I don't have it anymore
why?
because I gave it away.
What?
Why would you throw it
I
away?
would've
It was the satisfaction of opening it and finding out it was the gold pin. So that was my favorite
You
part.
could've given it
You
to
could have
one
given it to. I would have.
one of your friends.
She's being nice and charitable.
Wow.
To us, to her friends. You need to think of us.
I have
first.
a backpack. You can have my spare backpack.
Cool.
That
What was
my
your favorite part, Sohinky?
My favorite part of BlizzCon, it was like a bittersweet. It was watching USA versus South Korea in the Overwatch World Cup.
Oh yeah.
It's like everyone thought the USA was going to get stomped like 3-0, and they came like, first of all, as close as any team has come to beating South Korea, but second of all, like they could have and probably should have won. There were a couple maps that were just barely slipped away from them, so watching that and seeing the hype in the arena and everyone like the USA chants and people like having this, there's this energy like they could do it, but then they didn't, obviously.
Maybe we're
because
not the worst.
no, I mean we were this. Everyone was calling it the finals.
Were we the third?
No, we got
Taken out in the
had, yeah, we
quarterfinals.
kind of drew the short straw and we had to play them in the
Sucker.
quarterfinals, but
Yeah.
they
I,
we could have won, and it was really fun to watch. I actually got to interview Team USA as part of the thing I was there for,
Cool.
and they're all really cool guys. You could tell they were still a little bummed about it when I interviewed them, but yeah, it was.
They
it
went
was
hard, though.
cool. Yeah, they went hard.
Yeah. You kind of stole mine. Yeah, I was gonna say the first game of the first round of the USA versus South Korea was my favorite because we had hope. Because we came out and we won the first one. I'm like, yeah, look at that. we're gonna do it.
Not only did we
What
win
do
the
you
first
know?
map, we won
Yeah.
it like convincingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were putting on a show. Yeah.
And then
it's
Flower went on Widowmaker and just demoralized our whole team.
That was the worst part of BlizzCon. So for mine, I'm gonna do, since Soiki took mine, I'm gonna do the worst part of BlizzCon, and it was the moment when Flower sniped Winston out of the air.
Twice, by the way.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Winston will counter that win. Oh no. Oh God, no.
Yeah, Winston
I'll
seems...
see if I can find that moment. It was just
Winston seems like a hard counter to Widowmaker
Yeah.
until he mid-leap gets sniped out of the air.
Jesus, Flower.
Classic.
Flower's not human. No
Which
androids.
by the way, it was right after he had like sniped a Soldier 76 and then launched himself in the air and like midair sniped Mercy as well.
Yeah.
And then Winston jumps at him and is like, "Oh, I'll get her."
Yeah. America is like, how do we counter this? Let's try hiding. They're only counter at a certain point.
But it worked,
What's to
actually.
hide more? A little bit.
So as you guys can see, we had a great time at BlizzCon. Let us know in the comments down below what your favorite part about BlizzCon was, if you were watching on the virtual ticket, what your favorite announcements were, if you got to see the Overwatch World Cup, what your favorite game was. It probably was US versus South Korea because it was a great game. Make sure you guys click like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to ToasterGhost because we're like the best channel on the internet.
Yeah.
Hey, love
I
you,
think that, I mean, we're up
bye.
there for real.
Love you, bye.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see us at another convention, you can check out our PAX blog right here. Or you can check out the video YouTube thinks is best for you by clicking on the right over here. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and